Hello everybody, my name is Marza and I'm finally back from my busy week, just in time for the Noli update. And wow, they really delivered with this long-awaited patch. Not only did we get lots of new skins, even though they are unfinished, but hey, but we also got Noli himself. He's actually a balanced and fun killer to play as and to survive against. For some people, that is. Or is he? Yeah, Noli is fun and balanced for both sides, but there is a problem with this kit, specifically for our mobile and console players. You see, Noli is an omnipresent rushdown killer who relies on tricking survivors with hallucinations and then striking fast in a high-paced action. If that's too hard to grasp for you, let me break it down for you in a simpler way. Trip the hell out of people with hallucinations, then kill them fast one by one. Let's talk about his kit. Void Rush is a dash that lets Noli chain between survivors grouped close together, finishing off with a 40 damage to the last survivor hit, if that said survivor is inflicted with hallucination too. By the way, hallucination is the debuff Noli applies and it can stack. Nova is, in simple terms, an explosive projectile that pulls multiple survivors towards it when it hits within its huge blast radius, or if it hits a wall. You can also manually detonate it, but the trade-off is a smaller blast radius. It's pretty slow though, so you need to be smart and predict where the survivors will go. Oh, and Noli is slowed while throwing this too, keep that in mind. And lastly, we got Observant, which is my personal favorite ability. This one basically lets you teleport to any generators in the map, allowing you to be anywhere and everywhere, while globally infecting survivors with hallucinations. Plus, you can even trick survivors who think they know where you teleport into the generators by cancelling the teleport at the last second. Now, these abilities are basically more balanced than you think, especially when you pair them with Noli's slow M1s. Okay, so what does all this have to do with mobile and console players? Remember when I said Noli's playstyle instead of an omnipresent rushdown killer? Well, pulling that off is a lot harder on mobile and consoles. For example, using Void Rush on mobile is kind of tricky. After landing the first hit, you have to release the Void Rush button or tap it again for mobile to chain the next hit. But for some reason it just doesn't activate sometimes. Even worse, while you're charging the rush, it can randomly stop mid-charge and cancel the move entirely. And with Noli's entire playstyle demands quick reactions and zero delay in attacks, but mobile devices are notorious for their input delays, which makes it even more frustrating and difficult to play Noli effectively. You need to combo his dash and use his Nova in order to get the most value of his kit. Now, for console players, Void Rush is heavily capped by turning sensitivity. If I recall correctly, in console Roblox, you can't even adjust your camera sensitivity. And since Void Rush steers based on your camera movement while using the shift lock, that makes it not impossible, but extremely difficult to pull off properly. So that's it. Is the only problem with Noli on consoles just steering with Void Rush? Yes, but it's a big one that really hinders our player's performance. Without Void Rush, Noli has to rely heavily on Observant to close gaps, but that ability only lets him teleport to generators, not straight to survivors. So it's not exactly a direct gap closer. Noli can't really rely on his speed either, since he only has a 27.5 sprint speed, which just isn't great for a long chase. Sure, he can use Nova to pull or stagger survivors who are running away, but that's a risky move. The projectile is really slow and you still need it to hit a wall to get that big blast radius. So if you miss, you basically waste precious time because of how slow Noli throws the projectile. Oh boy, oh goody, as if our mobile and console players aren't already having a difficult time using Noli. Good survivors will quite literally dominate them. Noli is a really balanced killer, so it's not that difficult to counter them. However, that means console and mobile players are fighting an uphill battle if the survivors they face know how to properly defend themselves against Noli. Nova makes Noli very vulnerable to two-time backstabs, which makes it real annoying and difficult for Noli to keep up in chases or stop survivors from looping him in a strong looping spot. Guess 1337 is the definitive way to hinder Noli effectively. Void Rush is an easy pick for Guess's block. While this can be countered by baiting the block, other sentinels, even Shetletsky, can cover that mistake by stunning Noli while he's occupied with the Guess. Now, combine a good survivor and the inherent disadvantage for mobile and console players, you're not going to have a good time at all playing Noli. It's not just sentinels either. Supports like Builderman can stop Noli from chaining Void Rush by using his sentry and dispensers as shields, because Noli's Void Rush is cancelled when he hits buildings. Taff is somewhat of a counter too. His subspace trip mine can detonate while Noli is in mid rush and Void Rush, disorienting him and making it a lot easier to dodge.
Down the stairs I go, very low, not
Honestly, they just need to fix the input delay or make proper mobile supports for the mobile players, and that alone should make a huge difference. But for consoles, it's a tough nut to crack, since they can't really do anything about console Roblox's camera sensitivity cap. The only real option I see is to make it easier to turn while using Void Rush, but that probably won't be balanced at all, so I doubt they'll go that route if they want to keep things fair. Another possibility they could try is making Void Rush automatically track the surroundings while you're using it, but only for console players. The problem is, that's a pretty big deal because it will basically give console players a free advantage, which wouldn't be fair for PC or mobile players. All in all, I really hope the devs can come up with a solution for this Void Rush issue on consoles and just improve the controls for mobile too. Noli's kit is awesome and fun, but it deserves to feel good to play for everyone, no matter what platform you're on. In conclusion, Noli is an incredibly fun and well-designed killer with a unique playstyle that feels balanced on paper. But for mobile and console players, his core ability, Void Rush, just doesn't feel as smooth or reliable as it should be. For mobile, fixing the input bugs will actually really help a lot. For console though, it's trickier since the camera sensitivity cap makes steering Void Rush way harder than it should be. I think auto tracking could solve it, but that would create an unfair advantage compared to PC and mobile. So yeah, there's not really an easy fix for this problem. But I really hope the devs can find a way to make Noli fun and fair for everyone. He deserves it, and so do the players. Anyway, that's all for me. Thanks for watching, and remember to not harass the developers. They have been through lots of pain and errors with this update, so it's better to give support to them than harassing them. If you like the update, go loud with it. Be proud that the update is actually here, and if you don't like the update, go make a constructive criticism rather than just harassing the developers. So that's all for today's video, and I'll see you all on my next uploads. Goodbye!